It all began with a whisper. A rumor so wild that even the most devoted Outlander fans couldn't decide whether to laugh, cry, or simply hold their breath. Heughan and Caitríona Balfe's secret love finally ends in a wedding. The headline spread like wildfire across social media, sparking chaos in fan circles around the world. But behind the noise and speculation lies a question that refuses to fade. Was this truly the love story we were never supposed to see? Years ago, when Sam and Caitríona first met during the auditions for Outlander, something extraordinary happened. Even before cameras rolled, their chemistry was undeniable, the kind that doesn't need direction, that simply exists. From the moment they stood together as Jamie and Claire, it was as if destiny had quietly written their names in the same line. The cast and crew noticed. The fans noticed. And soon, every interview, every behind-the-scenes glance, became fuel for a growing fire of curiosity. People began dissecting everything. The way Sam looked at her during press tours, the way Caitríona smiled at his jokes, the soft pauses between them when words seemed unnecessary. It's acting, some said. No one can fake that kind of connection, others argued. The line between fiction and reality blurred more with every episode, until no one, perhaps not even Sam and Caitríona themselves, could tell where Jamie and Claire ended, and where they began. As the show's success exploded, so did the rumors. Fans spotted them together outside filming hours, sharing quiet dinners in Edinburgh or walking along the River Clyde late at night. A casual arm around her shoulder, a shared laugh under an umbrella. Simple moments, yet somehow intimate. Then came the social media. Coincidences, identical backgrounds in different photos, matching bracelets, and cryptic captions that hinted at something more. The internet turned into a detective agency, collecting clues to prove what many already believed, that love had escaped the boundaries of the screen. But just when the whispers reached their loudest point, something changed. Sam grew quieter in interviews. Caitríona began to draw a clear line, mentioning a partner outside the industry, a husband the world knew little about. Suddenly, the playful interactions vanished, replaced by professional distance and polite smiles. It was as if both had silently agreed to protect something, or perhaps to bury it. The fandom split in two. Those who believed their romance had been real but forbidden, and those who insisted it was never more than brilliant acting. Yet, neither side truly knew. Only Sam and Caitríona did, and they weren't talking. Time passed, and attention shifted to other projects, other headlines. Still, that lingering question haunted every new interview and every public appearance. Had they ever been more than co-stars? Then, without warning, a new wave of rumors hit the internet. A blurry photo surfaced, Sam and Caitríona dressed elegantly, standing close together in what looked like a candle-lit chapel somewhere in rural Scotland. The whispers turned into roars overnight. A private ceremony, one anonymous source claimed. Only close friends were invited. Others dismissed it as a behind-the-scenes moment from an upcoming film. But the expressions on their faces, tender, solemn, and unmistakably real, said something else. News outlets jumped on the frenzy. Secret wedding? The love they couldn't hide? Every headline screamed speculation, but the fans didn't care. To them, this was the ending they had always wanted. The love story that had started on screen finally finding its way into reality. And yet, deep down, there was a collective hesitation. Was this a scene carefully crafted for the camera, or was it the moment when two hearts finally surrendered to what they had denied for years? The internet demanded answers, but neither Sam nor Caitríona made a statement. No confirmation, no denial, just silence, the kind of silence that feels louder than any words could ever be. That silence became the story. Because sometimes, love isn't announced with grand gestures or official statements. Sometimes, it lives quietly in the spaces between what's said and what's left unsaid. As the world argued, analyzed, and obsessed, one truth remained clear. Whatever existed between Sam Heughan and Caitríona Balfe had always been extraordinary. Whether it was fiction, friendship, or something far deeper, it had left a mark that neither time nor distance could erase. And now, as the whispers of a wedding echo across the fandom, the question hangs heavier than ever. Was this just another scene? Or the final chapter of a love that was never meant to be hidden? The days that followed felt like a blur of chaos, speculation, and longing. Every entertainment outlet wanted a statement. Every fan account dissected frames and gestures, desperate to decode the truth behind that mysterious ceremony. Was it a scene from a new Outlander spin-off? A private vow renewal? Or had the two people who once defined on-screen passion finally allowed themselves to live it for real? Amid the noise, Sam Heughan did what he always did best. He smiled. Calm, gracious, slightly mysterious. In interviews, when asked directly, he deflected with charm. Caitríona and I have shared something very special, he said, eyes glinting with both pride and restraint. But some things belong only to the people who lived them. That one sentence was enough to send fans spiraling again. Caitríona, too, addressed the subject with her usual grace. We've been through so much together, she told a magazine. It's rare to find someone who understands you completely, especially in this industry. Then she paused, her gaze drifting somewhere far beyond the camera lens, as if reliving a memory too tender to share. If it was an act, it was flawless. If it was real, it was heartbreak wrapped in silence. Behind the scenes, friends and crew members hinted at how deeply their bond had shaped the world of Outlander. One member recalled, "You could feel it. Even when the camera wasn't rolling, there was something electric between them. A kind of connection that doesn't fade when the director yells cut." Others described long conversations late at night on set, laughter echoing through empty hallways, and quiet moments when they comforted each other during exhausting shoots in freezing Scottish rain. And maybe that's what made the rumor of a wedding so powerful. It wasn't about rings or vows. It was about the idea that love like that couldn't just vanish when the cameras stopped. As speculation reached fever pitch, a few candid photos emerged online. Sam walking through the Highlands in a dark coat, Caitríona arriving at an event in London, both wearing subtle smiles that fans claimed looked different. Theories spread like wildfire. Secret honeymoon, separate lives, a reunion that would never be confirmed. People debated endlessly in comment sections and fan forums, each side defending their truth as if it were sacred. Yet through all the chaos, something remarkable happened. Instead of fading away, their story grew larger than either of them. It became a symbol of timing, of restraint, of a love that might have existed in another lifetime but couldn't survive the weight of the one they lived now. In one rare interview months later, Sam spoke quietly about the price of fame. "It's strange," he said. "People think they know you because they've seen you fall in love on screen. But what they don't see are the things you choose not to share. The things you keep for yourself." The interviewer pressed him further, asking whether he believed in soulmates. Sam smiled faintly. "I believe in people who change you forever," he replied. "Even if they don't stay." That line broke hearts across the fandom, because everyone knew who he was talking about. Meanwhile, Caitríona focused on her personal life, speaking openly about balance, gratitude, and protecting the people she loved. Yet even she couldn't fully escape the questions. When asked about Sam, she simply said, "He'll always be one of the most important people in my life. What we've shared will never happen again, not in that way." It was the closest either of them had come to admitting what fans had felt for years. And for many, that was enough. Eventually, the frenzy died down. The world moved on, new roles, new projects, new chapters. But every so often, during an awards night or a cast reunion, the camera would catch a fleeting glance between them, a half smile, a knowing look, and suddenly the entire internet would relive the story once more. Because love like that doesn't really end. It just transforms, into memories, into art, into stories that refuse to fade. The supposed wedding may never be confirmed. It may have been a scene, a dream, or a private goodbye only they understood. But for those who watched them from the beginning, it represented something timeless. That rare kind of connection that defies explanation. And so, years later, when people speak about Sam Heughan and Caitríona Balfe, it's not just about Outlander anymore. It's about the space between reality and fiction, the fine line between performance and truth. It's about how two people, through pure emotion and trust, made millions believe in love again. Perhaps that's the real story. Not whether they married, but how they made the world feel something real in a world built on illusion. As the credits roll on their intertwined journey, one can't help but wonder. Maybe the wedding wasn't an ending after all. Maybe it was a quiet promise that some loves don't need to last forever to be unforgettable.